How are rising interest rates affecting the housing market in North Dallas? Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, it's Rosemary Lewis, your educator agent with eXp Realty. And today I am going to talk to you about how these rising interest rates are affecting this seller's market. But before I do, listen, go ahead and subscribe. Like, the one thing that y'all can do just to say, you know what, we love this channel. And if you don't love it, like, please pretend to love it, is to subscribe to the channel, but also share it with a friend. Like, literally right now, hit the share button and share my page. It would be, I would be so appreciative to you, because not only do I love building relationships with clients, but also throughout the real estate community. So even if you know another real estate agent, y'all, share this information with them as well, because this may be something that can help them in their business as they're working with their clients. So let's hop into our topic. Since pretty much the pandemic, we have been experiencing a seller's market in North Dallas and for most of the United States, right? There is a housing shortage. We have more buyers than we have inventory. I don't know, blame the Great Resignation, blame the pandemic, whatever it is. Folks are trying to buy houses. And one motivating factor for people looking to buy homes were the historically low interest rates. Now, I do want to get on a soapbox here for a moment, because yes, we saw amazing interest rates in 2020 and 2021. I myself took advantage of those rates and definitely refinanced my home because I had never seen rates that low. And as promised, we kind of got warnings all last year and the year before that the interest rate, the low rates that we were used to seeing, were not going to last forever. And they weren't lying, okay? So rates have increased, and in some areas, in some cases, they have almost doubled. I saw rates as low as 2.25%, at the height of how low they were, and now I'm definitely seeing high fours and some fives. But first thing, y'all, is don't fret. I remember when I bought my first house, I wanna say the interest rate was like 9%, and I thought that was a good deal. Okay, but it was a long time ago. And if you look at historically, like interest rates over the past 30 years, to be in the fours and fives, it is still low when you look at the average of over 30 years. But I understand it's a hard pill to swallow when you could have gotten a 2% rate and now you're getting something much higher. But that's just a part of life. What goes up must come down, and so forth and so on. But how are these interest rates affecting what was already just a demanding market? And let's talk about what it looks like. So the very first thing is that the interest rates are definitely affecting buyers' purchasing power. I know that I have said this before in previous videos, but I'm going to say it again and again and again. These rates are a little volatile, right? I have seen them swing as much as 1.5 to 2 points in 1 week. So if you get a pre-approval on Monday, like literally, y'all, if you get a pre-approval on Monday, before you go and write an offer on Friday, have your realtor circle back with your loan officer just to see where the numbers stand based on where the market closed in terms of the interest rates closed, because you want to make sure that you are going in with the lens of what you can afford based on today's rate, okay? And especially for my friends who were pre-approved back in February, March, and you no longer, you didn't find a house, make sure that you are revisiting those numbers, because numbers have changed a great deal. So buyers, I think that's kind of a given. We have been warning you, this is not the end of the world. It's still great rates out there. There's still homes that you can afford. You just need to go into it understanding what that looks like. But for my seller friends, let's talk about what this looks like for you. This is already a very dynamic market to enter into as a buyer, because not only are the home prices, the list prices rising, but in many areas we are seeing homes sell for above list price 10, 20, 30%. And that is, I want to say intimidating, but honestly, that's just not feasible for some buyers, okay? Now, we still see that. But what I'm noticing as a listing agent is that I'm definitely feeling a little bit of buyer hesitation. And while homes are still going in multiple offers, my experience has been multiple may mean 3 or 4, as opposed to 20 or 30 that we have seen in previous months. What does that mean if you are looking to sell your home? Y'all, we gotta be realistic. Even in a seller's market, overpriced homes do not sell. So I'm going to encourage you. There is a reason, and I know you feel like you can do it all by yourself, but let me just tell you, okay? Even if you have sold 10 homes before, you wanna get with an agent. I have sold hundreds and hundreds of homes, seen all different types of contracts. And even in this market, it's honestly even more complex to sell in this market because there is so much that you have to understand about what really qualifies as a good offer. So definitely going to encourage you to hire a real estate agent. If you're looking in far North Dallas, you know that my team has you. But you really, really want to make sure that you are being realistic about your expectations in terms of price and in terms of buyer pool, because now before buyers were a little bit more flexible because there was a level of affordability. So what do I mean by that? For that buyer who normally could have only afforded a home at $600,000, they were able to increase their budget because the rates were lower, which gave them a little bit more leverage when it came to negotiating. Now that same buyer though, who didn't find anything a couple months ago, now their price point has shrunken down. So I'm looking at a lot of buyers kind of fall back and they're being a little bit more cautious because now their expectation of house looks different, i.e. they probably really ain't in love with your house like they were with the houses at a lower interest rate. So as a seller, you want to do everything that you can to make sure that you are studying the market trends in your specific area. The worst thing that you could do is take blanketed advice and say, oh, it's a seller's market everywhere. Because I'm here to tell you, there are some areas in Dallas-Fort Worth where homes are listed and they're hanging out on the market 30, 40, 50, 60 days. And it's clear that some kind of way there was a miscommunication between how the market was performing and the asset that was looking to be sold. So make sure that you are understanding what your specific market looks like and engage a professional to help you. And while we're talking about engaging a professional to help you, fully vet your real estate agent. Make sure that they know the market. Make sure that I don't expect them to know everything, but they should be in a position where they're looking to do whatever it takes to get your questions answered. And y'all, we gotta set realistic expectations, okay? So know that, and don't get nervous. In a regular market, it might take 2 or 3 weeks to sell a home or even longer. And we may be trending that way just a little bit as rates continue to go up. Now, there are definitely some areas that are still red hot, that are more desirable than others, but we are seeing a little bit of a little bit of buyer hesitation, a little bit of, ooh, do I want to do this? And I don't want you as a seller to freak out. Just know that that is a part of the game that we're playing. Now, this is my one last thing that I want to share with you too, what higher interest rates mean and just what I'm noticing in this market overall when you are selling your home. Is that a lot of times weekends are very busy for buyers. They're looking, they're excited. There's a lot of emotion involved. They write a really aggressive offer. They're ready to go and they get the contract. You choose them as a buyer. And then guess what? They cancel the contract during the option period. We're seeing that more frequently than not. I really need to run the data to see, because I see homes coming back to market pretty frequently. And I do think that part of that is because buyers are so energized and almost pressured. Maybe that's the better word. They feel pressured to make a decision quickly. And then when they get with their lender on Monday and run the numbers and look at everything, it just isn't a good fit. I'm telling you this because I don't want you to be discouraged, okay? It's kind of common now to have a contract fall out 1 or 2 times before we get one that sticks. Now, your agent and you all are gonna do everything that you can do to vet and make sure that you're choosing the offer that makes the most sense. But just understand, if there is an option contingency in the contract that you accept, that we are seeing buyers exercise that option to cancel because they're feeling a little bit of pressure. So again, I just want to set that expectation for you sellers so that you know that nothing's wrong with your house, unless something is wrong, you gotta fix it. But I don't want you to get overwhelmed and excited, but I do want you to go in eyes wide open, knowing what to expect in this market. Because baby, it is changing. It is ever cyclical. It's going up and down. Sellers are on a high, buyers are on a high. That's just the name of the game. Now, if you made it to the end of this video and you are not subscribed to my channel, what are you doing with your life? Go ahead and subscribe. And y'all, I am just so grateful, to be in this business because, I just get to help a whole lot of people and our team is excited to do so. So if you would like to know what your real estate options are, if you're looking to sell, because you know what, it's a great market to sell, y'all go ahead and make sure that you head on over to my website, rosemarylewis.com. And at the top, there is a tab for sellers. Fill out that information and we will have somebody reach back out to you. And if you're interested in buying in this market, there is definitely still opportunity. I always say it may take a little elbow grease. We have to realistically set some expectations, but at the end of the day, he who owns wins. So we want to make sure that you are all in position to win. Have a good one.